Hello, everyone. My name is Roman Stewart, and I'm a rising senior studying marketing and finance here at the University of Tennessee. First, I would like to thank Mr. Allen and Ms. Wendy Wilson for their generous contribution to making this program possible. I would also like to thank the hardworking faculty and staff members for their efforts in making sure this program is up and running. When I heard about this program, I was very compelled to do it because I felt like they were trying to reach people like me. And now I'd like to take the opportunity to answer some questions that will allow me to share more about my motivations and experiences that connect with the values and goals of the Wilson Academy. We'll start with the first question. Why are you interested in joining the Wilson Academy? For me, I was particularly drawn to joining the Wilson Academy from the moment I read you will develop and hone strong communication skills, you will have hands-on experience, and also many leadership opportunities along with fellow students and industry professionals. And I haven't always known what my career path would be, but I knew that I know that I have a passion for creating a positive environment while also building the foundation for a life ahead of me. And it started with reading about Mr. Wilson, how he humbly worked through many facets in his life, and he attributes most of his success through the communication he learned here at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. And for that reason, I reach for every opportunity that comes my way. And just imagining working with industry professionals and networking with people who are interested in being their best selves just like me, it excites me, and it just makes me really excited to be a possible applicant for this program. Now, I'd like to move on to question number 2. Describe a time when you took on a leadership role and explain how you succeeded in this role. First, I'd like to describe what leadership means to me. Leadership is the ability to communicate effectively and make hard decisions. This includes not just hearing someone out, but also being a good listener and trying to understand your audience. And for example, in a previous class, we were assigned a project to launch a crowdfunding campaign for a nonprofit organization. This involved creating social media content, finding potential donors for sponsorship, as well as engaging with the community to build support. As our project progressed, I noticed we had trouble communicating and delegating positions to other teammates. So I sat down and talked with everyone and figured out what everyone's strengths and weaknesses were since none of us had worked together before, and we all worked together and chose what our specific paths would be best for us. And in the end, our project was successful. Although we didn't reach our minimum count for money, it was a very great experience to be able to get out into a community and help those who needed aid, as well as just raise the little bit we could and give them advice for what we could do for them. And overall, to be honest, it felt great to be a leader and assume a position that I felt like I could do. There were a lot of things I felt like I could have been judged and improved on, but overall it was a great experience, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to work with people like that and have teammates to lean on. Now I'd like to move on to question number 3. Discuss how learning more about communication or business would help with your professional development. So, as a business major, especially in marketing, I believe that the cornerstone of anyone's success is to communicate effectively with confidence as well as with ethical consideration. Today businesses aren't just built upon normal business-to-business communication. It starts with an intentional relationship amongst one another. And I think it's very important to have those relationships, whether they're external or internal. And learning about communication is very important because without good communication, you're not going to be able to move into the next step. I talk with my roommates sometimes, and we believe that miscommunication is one of the biggest downfalls of anyone's conversation. And I believe that it's important to bridge the gap between a customer's wants, needs, and desires. As Professor Amy Engstrom-Klug says, marketing is something we do for people, not to people. And this is stuck to me like glue. Communication definitely goes hand in hand with leadership. That may involve managing conflict, establishing collaborations, and many further things that it takes to be that leader. And that starts with great communication. Pairing this with a strong grasp of business principles, I'll be better prepared to lead teams, influence decisions, as well as drive results that actually mean something. Now, I'd like to move on to question number 4. What would you bring to the Wilson Academy? First, I believe I'm very motivated to be a leader. I believe that being a leader, like I said, takes a lot of you have to handle a lot of pressure, and I'm okay with that. I believe it's being the head and not the tail, and being above and not beneath. You have to be uncomfortable being uncomfortable in unfamiliar situations, and that's one of my core strengths. I believe that I'm able to lead in any position I need to, as long as I take the time to study what I need to do. Moving on, as well as leadership, I believe I have very strong collaboration skills. I have extensive working experience working in large or small groups to get a similar task done. For example, being a lifeguard for 4 years, we had to work with many small groups. Under pressure to complete audits that could be underwater or out of water, and these were very trivial experiences. And so it basically taught me to stay focused and worry about the bigger picture, because you can't have miscommunication and argue with people whilst you're saving someone's life. So this is things can go wrong, and they will go wrong, and it's important to be able to communicate effectively to be able to solve those problems. I also have a great enthusiasm for networking. I love talking to people. I can talk your head off. To be honest, if this video could be longer than 10 minutes, I'd make it more than 10 minutes. But networking and building connections is very important to me. I believe in the power of relationships. I don't just think a relationship is a simple hi and bye. I believe it's important to know the ins and outs of things and yourself and people. And communication is will get me there. I believe that communication starts at the bottom. It starts at wanting to know more and being able to reach for more and talking to people. It's more than just contacts. It's sharing ideas. It's getting a new perspective, and it's learning new things, and that's very important to me. At the Wilson Academy, I do look forward to connecting with people and building these connections to overall benefit the academy. If I were to be accepted, I would love to continue my relationships with people and allow them to build off of my communication skills. And finally, my commitment to growth. I have many experiences being professional and personally finding myself and growing experiences. Whether that be joining clubs, joining Alpha Kappa Psi professional business fraternity, whether that being Smokey's cleanup crew. I feel like I try to find myself being personally developed, and it's very important before you can be professionally better, it starts with you. So what are you doing at home? Are you doing the things that are going to make you a greater person? And I feel like I try every day to make sure that I'm that best person. Moving on to question number 5. Discuss your favorite activity or hobby, and why do you enjoy it, and how did you become involved in it? My favorite activity or hobby is definitely traveling or exploring anything new. I enjoy traveling and seeing things that it's an irreplaceable feeling. You can't travel somewhere and not see a new experience or try new foods or experience new culture. And, just breaking down those normal walls of thinking, you're the only person experiencing things your way. And I think it's very important to acknowledge these aspects of life, and it means a lot to me. And where this started was with my family. My mom and dad, we used to take small trips, whether that was camping or to the library, to the museum. And these things have opened my mind to just see anything in that perspective. And it's a very humbling experience. And I love it, and I'm so grateful for my parents for showing me that. Now, finally, moving on to question 6. Is there anything else we should know about you? I believe that everyone should know that I'm resilient, and I will always find a way. I believe that there is no use in giving up. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I will always make the effort to go the long mile. I do not care. That is, I feel like that is one of my core values, and I believe strongly in that. Second, I'm dedicated. I say dedicated, not motivated, because motivation is wanting to do it, and dedicated is choosing to do it and continuing to do that thing. And I always try to dedicate myself, whether that be in any situation, and fail or win. I'll take those dedications head on, and I embrace it. And finally, I want you all to know that I'm understanding. I'm willing to do and willing to listen, and I want to listen. It is something in me, and I feel like that's just who I am. And thank you all for sitting patient with me and allowing me to speak to you all today. Have a great day.